Hello once again, fourth grade friends. We are continuing our distance learning week 4 in writing. In this lesson, we're going to work on correcting sentences in paragraphs. As always, your reading resources can be found on Clever by using the HMH Ed app. Let's review what a sentence is. A sentence is a group of words that make up a complete idea. It starts with a capital letter. It ends with a period, question mark, or exclamation point. It has a noun or pronoun part, known as the subject, and it has a verb part, known as the predicate. What is a paragraph? A paragraph is a group of sentences that share a common idea. For example, if I were to write a paragraph about snakes, I would have several sentences with each sentence giving a different fact about snakes. A paragraph must start with an indent, which is a space on the first line. The sentences in the paragraph must start with a capital letter, end with correct punctuation, like a period, a question mark, or an exclamation point, and be free of fragments and run-ons. Let's practice this. What I have here is a paragraph with several errors in it. 6 to be precise. The letters and periods in red in the top box are what we'll use to correct the mistakes in the paragraphs. Let's read over the paragraph. George Washington was the first president of the United States. Before he became president, Washington was named Commander-in-Chief of the Continental Army during the American Revolution. Washington was a strong leader and proved himself to be a great president. Whew. He set the standard for those that followed in his footsteps. Well, there's several mistakes in here, as we've identified. The first one is at the very beginning. A sentence must always start with a capital letter, and that lowercase g shouldn't be there. Also, George is the name of a person, so that should make the first letter capitalized anyway. I'll take the G from the upper box and use it to correct the G at the beginning of the sentence. The other thing I see is it says George Washington was the first president of the United States. That of the United States seems like it should be with the first sentence. So what I'm going to do is, after president, I'll take away the period and add a lowercase o. There we go. That's better. George Washington was the first president of the United States. Before he became president, Washington was named. That seems a bit much already. I think if I put a period after states and United States and then capitalize the B in before, that would sound better. It would separate my ideas. So I'll take the period and the B from the top and put it there in the paragraph. George Washington was the first president of the United States. That's a complete thought. That's a complete sentence. Before he became president, Washington was named Commander-in-Chief of the Continental Army during the American Revolution. That sounds like that's also a complete sentence right there. I'm going to put a period after revolution and make the next W in Washington capitalized. Now let's take a look. Washington was a strong leader and proved himself to be a great president. That seems like that's a complete sentence. I don't think there are any problems there. He set the standard for those that followed in his footsteps. Those two sentences actually seem like they should be connected. For those that followed in his footsteps does not seem like a complete sentence by itself. I'm going to remove the period after standard and make the F lowercase in 4. He set the standard for those that followed in his footsteps. That's a complete thought. That's a complete sentence. Well, but I have that period there. Oh, there's no period at the end. Every sentence has to end with a period. There. That looks complete. Let's read this over and see if it makes sense, paying attention to the punctuation. George Washington was the first president of the United States. Before he became president, Washington was named commander-in-chief of the Continental Army during the American Revolution. Washington was a strong leader and proved himself to be a great president. He set the standard for those that followed in his footsteps. This is a correctly fixed paragraph. All the sentences are complete, there are no more fragments, and the capitalization and punctuation is also correct. You will now try one on your own. If you have any questions, you can email me at john.malter@pgcps.org. After you finish doing the corrections on the paragraph attached to this assignment, you will have one final assignment where you will have a paragraph that you have to retype, fixing any errors that you find. I hope you guys have a good day, a good week, and again, I'll talk to you soon. See ya.